of the data. Then the last one is data interpretation or data results. So which is what we want to do today. Even though I've made mention of it the other time we met. So today we will go to how to operate medium.com. So this medium is more like when you are done with all your projects, when you are done with your analysis. Remember, we did a full analysis the last time we met. So this one, it will just be where you write all the processes of the stuff you've done. So control enter, let me enter. So in case I'm slow here, this is not my data storage. This is not mine. So I have to sign in. So this is what you see when you log in, when you just press medium.com. I know a lot of us are writer, so we already is familiar with this thing. So you want to click on sign in. So let's see, sign in with Google. So okay, I've already added my Gmail here, so which is why. So I can actually see my profile here. So the first thing I want to do is okay, maybe I should. You can see this is what you see. You can see we have um different articles here which people have posted or published. Do add things if you want an easy life. A lot of writer have already posted a lot of stuff on Medium. So you can see this one has 9.2K, this one has 936 views. So you can look at all these things. But yeah, we want to write on Medium. So the first thing is you can look at this top and right corner. So you click on that right there. So what are we trying to do? We want to analyze the last time we worked. I think it was on um I can't remember the topic. Okay, I think it was on customer churn. So type here, you want to do something like customer churn analysis. Customer churn analysis. So just forgive me if my English is inconsistent. The keyboard is a little bit hard. So I thought I was just not man the other time. So now this is title, right? So now the first thing is you want to give a brief introduction. There is not actually a way I can tell you how to write it. It's just you trying to communicate whatever you've done. But I'll just give a similitude and I'll just try to break it down a little bit for us. So I'll be expecting now the assignment review, which I'm expecting because tomorrow is Tuesday. Now I'm expecting this one to be before the next Saturday, right? So the assignment will be replicate everything we've done in that video. That would be number one. Then number two is that you have to. Oh my goodness! Someone said she cannot see my screen. Please, can someone confirm they can see my screen?
Yes, sir. Customer churn analysis.
Okay. So now I think it's your network. Um. So now you can just write about the customer channel. This data set focuses on focuses on customer and analysis of the multi. I don't understand. Please, can you send your assignment with him? What does that mean? Sorry.
So you were saying the assignment you were to do, and you were saying it. So I'm saying that can you send it like written or typed in the group chats?
No, after you are done, yeah, you publish it, then you send the link.
What if? Sorry, do we need to open a Medium account?
Exactly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you want to do a portfolio, you are not just submitting your project. You are submitting your project and Medium, or you just submit your GitHub. So it is actually better. It is actually advisable you use portfolio, that is your project, and Medium. Medium is just like, okay, I want to follow everything you've done. I want to follow your thought process. How do you arrive at this? How do you arrive at this? How do you arrive at this? In case you are being interviewed. Do you understand? It's more like the verbally with the written processes of everything you've done. It should not be hard. So now that you are done with this one, right? So now that
So
you are
it's
done,
a
you can just
mistake.
complete it. Okay. So you can just complete it. Now you can just say this data set focuses on the analysis of customer in a multinational organization that wants to know where they are performing less or how customers are leaving their complaints. Yes, you want to focus on that. So when you are done with that one, I want to say something. So you can just continue. Can you see? You can just press enter. So now you want to do the first thing. The first process is what data collection. Where do you get your data? So you want to write. Someone's talking. Data collection. So the next one you want to write will be maybe um transformation of data. So data collection, you want to say this data set was gotten from maybe this data set was gotten from Kaggle, you know. Then you can provide the link. Sure. You can add more lines. It's more like you're just explaining where you get the data set from, or you can actually reference all that. It was gotten from RX Data Hub, you know. You can reference out. So the next thing is transformation of data. So data transformation. So you can just say, what was the first thing you did? Maybe you went to Power Query, all the transformation steps. You will just add it. Now it is advisable. Now let's say the first thing we did is we went to Power Query. We loaded the data set into Excel. So we just start with we loaded, or I loaded, sorry. I loaded the data set in CSV file into Excel workbook, into Excel workbook, right? And into Excel workbook. I loaded the data center and into Excel workbook, and I changed the PowerPoint to Excel workbook. That's the first step. So you can just add a bullet here. That's that bullet here. And I'm trying to look at the bullet. There's a way to add bullet here. Where is it? Not this one. Okay, I can't get it now. Well, let's just use this one as a bullet here. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing. Okay, now I've seen the bullet here. Okay. I think you press the icon, then you get the bullets. So you can just see the next thing. I load data sets, or I convert it into a table. You understand? Just literally write all the transformation process. I convert it into a table. I load the data set into Power Query. You understand? Load the data set into Power Query. Then the next thing, you splitted the column, all the transformation processes. So after you are done with transformation, you want to write on analysis. What are the analyses you carried out? Then when you write analysis now, what are the analysis you carried out and why are you carrying them out? This analysis is not just you doing that or something. You're solving business problem. So why are you carrying out each analysis? You just type this one, maybe the customer, the region was compared to the population. So sorry, the keyboard is misfunctioning. The region was compared to the population, which shows no to show as the most customer. Now you can see you can even add a screenshot of the table. Now, if I click on enter here, we have plus button here. So this one is actually an image. You can screenshot. If you want to screenshot on video, yeah, you press window, you hold on to your window, then shift and S. So it will show something like this. So if you click on the first one here, it will screenshot everything on this page, which is not something that we want. Let's say I just want to screenshot this page. Maybe these are pivot table. So just draw your arrow here. Maybe I just want to see them. Then you will just release your arrow. So you can see it has already been saved. So if I actually click on this place here, if I click on the image here, then I go to my let's move up, maybe quick access here. So it has not been saved. So now let's go down here. Okay. 5:07 p.m. There's a screenshot here. Okay. So let's keep this is screenshot. Um Actually if it is my laptop, it will save directly. But I told you this is not my laptop, so in the shift S, let's do it again. Yes. Windows shift S. Then you screenshot it. Then you can save it here. You click on the image. Then let's save it. Okay, you can save here. Can you see? Just save it. Let's say we are saving it with F, just a single F. We don't have that time. So now, after this one, let's say I want to import a pivot table picture here. So I can just see it here. We have quick access here. We have F. We can see these are F. So can we see this is what we've screenshotted? So after you've done this, you can say this is why we are carrying out the analysis. This is the pivot table, and this is what we got. Now the conclusion, you can just say maybe like the conclusion. That we got. For every pivot table, it is actually communicating something. So you write your conclusion. Germany is this thing. Maybe Germany is prone to customer churn. That's what you got from that pivot table. So you may have like 4 or 5 pivot tables. So after you are done with your pivot table, the after analysis, the next one is visualization. So I think analysis and visualization can be you can do them hand in hand. So maybe you will do analysis. There's not actually a rule. There's no standard you can follow. Just do it like you are writing a report, basically. So this analysis, maybe you write why you are doing the pivot table. You had the pivot table here. Then you also had the chart. For every pivot table, you are creating a chart with it. So then you write the conclusion, why you are carrying out the analysis, the conclusion you made. But after you are done with all those, the analysis, the visualization, you can combine them, you can do them separately. As I said earlier, there is no box you can fit them into. So after you are done, the next thing you can actually do, which is very important, is recommendation. Now that you've analyzed the problem, you've seen the problem, as a data analyst, what are the recommendations that you want to give? If you actually look at the video, I think I gave some recommendation. I think I can still remember that Germany is the worst country, and maybe they need a better customer service. And I think something we actually found out that I can't remember if it is this class, right? We actually found out that our most the cost of our customer are married people. You understand? So you want to do, because you already have a lot of numbers there. So we want to entice single people. Does that we want to increase our number of customer. You understand? You just write all the recommendation that you've seen in that analysis. So by the time you will be done with this, you'll be getting something like 5, 10 pages. You understand? It is very easy because there will be a lot of pictures there. Pivot table chart. So don't think 10 pages is too much. And just do it, just be flowing with it. You understand? You don't need to overwhelm yourself. Just flow with it. Because basically it's just what you are doing in that report you are reporting here. What you are doing in that analysis that you are reporting here. One, data collection. Two, data transformation. You've done it already. So why are you scared of writing it? Then analysis. Why are you doing a pivot table? Why do you do it? And what is the You may do it one by one. What is the conclusion? What do you get from this table? Those are the things you want to write there. You can add, but here you can also explore this plus button. So I told us this for adding an image. So this is actually for Unsplash. So this Unsplash is getting pictures online. So we actually have a movie in case you want to upload a movie also. So we also have M code. We have the link. Where is the link? Okay, I think this is where you can add a link. So if you want to add a link, maybe from any social media, maybe online or on a website or from anywhere, you can just add or paste the link here. So basically, Medium is easy to do. Then when you are done, eventually you just hit on the publish. Then it will ask you, do you want to publish it now or schedule for later? So when you publish it now, let's publish it now. So it is already publishing. So I'm already done now. So this is what I need. So I'll just click on this thing. Then where we share the story. Okay, your story is share the button. Maybe copy link. So you just copy this link. Then if you actually paste the link here, I don't have a place to paste it. But yeah, can you see this is actually the link? Shooting Malan card this link. So I'm expecting the replication of of the report and also the link to your repository. So I can read through it and see what you've done, basically. Okay, I saw someone raising their hands and can you
Can we
ask a
use
question now?
the free version of Medium to publish, or we have to pay, or we
I've
have
never
to
paid.
okay.
No, I've never paid. This is free. It's free for everyone.
Okay.
Pay, get unlimited for $1 a month. A week. If you want to pay, there are ways to pay, but yeah, it's free for everyone. You can just write and see there. So after I'm done, by the time you access you can actually go here to your start here because this will be like your dashboard. Then you actually see if you actually you've read it or not. So in a way, I want you to also be an account. You should be on our net because we actually read it. You will see at least one of you. Maybe I may be the one or my team. One of us will go through it. So and I want it to be working. And remember, assignment, the number of assignment, the project will be the eventual this thing that we use in distributing certificates. So you don't just want to be here for 3 months without a certificate to prove it. So it is better you just be disciplined. I know there are a lot of responsibility, but with age, just have to be disciplined till the end. It's not easy. So yeah, that's that for that. Okay, that's how to basically use Medium. So do we have anyone with any question? Maybe the person not understand what Medium the the frame or what do you call this the layout of Medium. Maybe you have a problem with understanding how Medium works. In case you want to search any topic here, you can actually search the topic. So you can write. Let me explain it again. If you want to write, you click on the right. This is the title. You can tell your story anyhow you want. Then this plus whatever you want to add. If it is a picture, um, from your computer, if it is a picture online, if it is a video, or if it is an end code. Majorly, you don't use both of them. So when you are done, you want to click on the publish button, then you want to send it in. And I said it earlier that there are no standards to writing your project or your documentation. There are no standards. The standard is just you are trying to express yourself in the way you like it. Actually, it is recommended that you are as explicit as possible. That is, you make things as simple as possible, so that even if I'm just reading through your Medium, I can envision, I can walk through your thought process. That okay, why you are using this pivot table is because you want to get this, you want to get this, you want to get this, and you eventually get this, which solve this problem. You understand? I'm just walking through your line of thoughts by just reading your Medium, which is what the interviewer will actually, okay, this guy actually has the brain capacity of solving problem, and that's what we call problem solving skill. I guess you will understand. Please reply with an emoji if you understand how to write it in Medium now. No one? Okay. Only one. Okay, I guess you can all ask a question by the time we are done. You can ask a question on how to, in case you encounter any problem. So to what we are supposed to do today is actually SQL because we are done with Excel. We are actually supposed to start our SQL. But unfortunately, as I said earlier, that this is not my laptop. My laptop acted up, right? So we will be starting. Yeah, I can hear you. Just a quick. Okay, I can hear you.
yanzu ne nake ji dama dama abin da zan iya yi amma in ba haka ba in zo neman arziki kuma kawai kuke da leburanci.
Okay, I get that I was a mistake then. Okay, let's continue. I was trying to say something. I said I told us earlier that my laptop acted up during the week. So we were actually supposed to start SQL today, but we're not be starting SQL. We'll be starting with Power BI. So eventually, before next week, hopefully, my laptop will be ready. So we start with SQL. So now, what's Power BI and how do we download this Power BI? So basically, when you log in into your Power BI, this is what you see, right? So this is how it looks like. I don't want to cancel it because it take a long time to open. So I just want you to see how it looks like. By the next class before tomorrow, um, okay, let me just cancel it and let's see. You know what? Let me just use this to explain. Maybe after I'm done, I can cancel it and load it again. So this is what a Power BI looks like. So the first question that will be like, okay, how do you get a Power BI installed on your system? So when we are done today, I will send a YouTube link that will guide you on how to download this. It is very easy. I think you will go to powerbi.com. If it is not powerbi.com, then you go to Microsoft Store. I can't remember the process very well, pointing. So I think you will go to Microsoft Store somewhere. Let's check it here. Microsoft Store. Here. Okay, there's Microsoft Store. Here. I think you will download. I'll send the link to us. So I think you will download the Power BI for Microsoft Store. So you see something like this, then you have our Power BI. You can just start our Power BI. So Microsoft Store is just like Play Store, Apple Store on our phone. Power BI. So I think this is where you will install it. Can you see? You can see install here already because this person has installed it already here. So I think this is where you will install it. Let's see. I clicked on it. So I think you want to click on this get. But I'm not sure. I will send the YouTube link that will explain how to download this. Right? We're not actually supposed to do this today, which is why I'm not readily prepared for it. And let me just cancel this process because this person already downloaded it here. So when we are done, I will send the link. It will be a very short, at most 10 minutes video. So when you are done installing your Power BI, this is the interface of Power BI. So as I said earlier, if you are very good at Excel, Power BI become easy. So let's look at what we have here. So at my right, I have data pane. We call this thing panes. So we have PANES, that's panes. So this is the data pane. This is visualization pane. We have filter pane. We actually have more than 3 pane. We have if you go to this view, if you go to this view tab, so you can see we have show panes here. So if you click on bookmark, can you see I've added another pane? So if I click on selection, can you see I've added another pane? But this is my workspace. It becomes smaller. It is very small now that I can hardly see anything. So it is better when you're working on Power BI. It's better when you're not using a pane, you have to deselect it. Like you have to um you have to close it basically collapse it. You have to collapse it, right? So because you are not using this selection and bookmark, you can just remove this two for now. So you can collapse this one. This one is where your data set will be that you've uploaded will be showing. Then visualization from what you've seen here, this is where you add all the charts here. So that's the thing, and that's the function. So the next thing, we have our workspace here. So basically, they call this space Canva, this dotted line that looks like, and I'll explain how to work with it later. So we can see we have our they call this view, these all these views here. So we have our report view, that's the first view. That is whatever I'm doing here, this is where I will get it. Then we have our table view, that is the data set view. So this is where we see all the columns and rows, just like Excel, right? Then next one we have something we call data mode and data modules. So you see, I don't know if you've seen something like this. It's just like you are connecting. Imagine you are not working with a data set. Now this is a data set. You are connecting it to another data set. You are connecting with another data set. And basically this is just like um, a, a s- a scenario of a real life scenario, right? You may be getting this data set from Twitter, you may be getting data sets from YouTube, you may be getting this data set from Facebook. You are trying to analyze the three. So you have to link them up together. You understand? Or maybe you have different teams. You are a data analyst of in an organization. So definitely there will be the finance team, there will be the team lead team, there will be the HR team. So you collect all their data sets one by one, then you will link them up together. So basically that's what we call model view, just like you are trying to join one data set with another. So that's basically. Then we have one thing we call DAX view. DAX view is more like the formulas in Excel, and we know formulas are quite easy. So we also have this TDML view, which is basically very similar to our DAX formula also. But most of the time we basically use this four view: the report view, the table view, the DAX view, the model view, and the DAX view. So yeah, that's all about the queries. So now let's go back to our report view. So the next thing we have our tabs, which is basically similar to what we have in Excel. So the first thing is file, the next thing is home, and I've told us earlier that most of the thing we'll be using in Excel or Power BI, most of all the thing we'll be using is under our home tab. So the next thing is insert, obviously. You know, we want to insert buttons, we want to insert shapes, we want to insert images, you want to Power Automate. This Power Automate is actually another app, basically, and Power App, they are actually another app, basically. So we have different type of advanced tab here. So we have our modeling. Modeling is we have the model view here. So when you are modeling, you get to see the use cases of all these things. So we have our view. I think I've explained what these pins mean. Then we have grid lines. I think you know what grid line mean when we've talked about that in Excel. Also, we have lock object. That is when you are done with the report, you may want to lock it. So now you will see something like mobile layout. That means this thing is actually built. Power BI is built for visualization. So when you are done with whatever you are doing, the report, you can actually publish it. You can publish it here. Where is it? There's publish. Okay, there's publish here. There's publish here, right? There's publish button here. So you can actually publish it. So when you are done publishing, so you can actually see it on your phone. There's a way I will actually see how we discuss how to see it. So we can see if you look at this left hand side here, this is actually the computer view. Then we have a mobile view here. If I should click on this one, so you can actually see it is showing a phone here. That means there is Power BI app on 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 Play Store. You can actually download it on your phone. You can look at it and download it. So whatever you are designing on your computer, you can actually see it on your phone. You understand? That means your shareholder does not need to be there with you. You can actually see the only thing they need to do is they will download the app on Play Store. When they download the app on Play Store, they will you can schedule whatever you need. So you don't even need to interact with them. When they've downloaded your report, then your visual, alongside they are reading your report, they've seen all the conclusion you arrive at. So in a way you may maintain no communication between both of you guys. Still you will get your job done. Do you understand what I just explained? If you do understand, you can try it an emoji. So I know you are doing. Okay. So now let's move on. So the next thing is this Canva. Okay, let's say the interface looks familiar now. We already know what everything is used for. It looks so much like an Excel, but this page is actually built for visualization. I've said it is more advanced than Power and Excel for visualizing, and it uses AI. So if you actually look at this chart here, so we have something we call key influencer. They actually use AI here. So we have this narrative. This narrative will actually summarize all your reports using AI. So that means it does not use data. Yes, it does not use data. It will summarize it. It is already encoded in it. So in a way, this Power BI is actually a little bit strong, right? So you can see there is narrative. That is, if I've done all my charts here, and I click on narrative, this narrative can actually summarize everything I've done using AI. So there is AI incorporated into this visualization tool. So another thing, okay, now let's try to do some stuff, even though this is an introductory phase to Power BI. So the next thing is we want to click on this Canva. So we can actually see we have two things here. We have one for build visual, and we see it here, and the other for format page. Now, if you want to be professional with whatever you are doing, you want to explore both the visualization page, both the one you will see at the first page and the second one. When I do it that, we see more how to go about that. So now the first thing is we want to customize our page now. So we have the first one, this format page. Can we see the first thing we have is page information. You can see I'm already on page 2. So if it is page 1, you can see I'm now on page 1. So we have something we call tooltip, which I'll explain later. So we have canvas setting. What is canvas again? So we don't call it canvas, but Canva. So this is our workspace, right? So you can actually import your data from Excel, right? You can import your data from SQL. So if you actually click on any of these buttons, it's actually showing you how to import data set there. So you can see Excel, you have get SQL. But if it is a CSV file anchor, you can actually go here, get data here under our own tab. We have our get data. I think I've explained this while we are working with Power Query. So you can just, if it is Excel workbook, if it is SQL, if it is CSV file, if it is blank query, if it is even more, you can click on the more button. Then let's wait for it to load. Then you can actually see where you can get your data from. It's just limitless, right? You can get data set from anywhere in the world. So that's basically it. Okay. The next thing you want to do is canvas setting. So that means you want to set. Now let's collapse this one. Let's go to canvas setting. That means you want to basically set the size of this thing. So we have 5 different type of Canva. The first one is 16:9, the one on my screen basically, presently. So the next one is 4:3. Can you see it's a little bit smaller? The next one is a letter. It will look like an A5. Then the next one is tooltip. Tooltip is very small. It's more like a sticky note. The sticky note size. I believe everyone should know what a sticky note is. Then the last one is custom. That is okay. You want to be the one that will write it by yourself. So you can actually, that's why this one is better. You can actually write this one to be 200, the height to be 200, the width, let's say we want 500. So can you see this is what I've created? So I can do this one 5,000. Then let's say this one 2,000. So can you see? So this is what we created here. So can you see? You can, this is what we've created here. So can we see the report is now large here, which you don't want. And then let's just go back to 16:9, which a lot of people preferred. But yeah, you can actually customize your Canva. So that's the use cases of this Canva setting. So this Canva background is just like, what do you want to put at the background of this space? Can you see we have color here? Now let's say I want to add a color. I want to add a black color. Now I've changed the color, but it's still white. So we actually have something we call transparency here. Because the transparency is at 100%, that's why we don't have the color showing. So if I should reduce the transparency now, And you see, we see the black the black background already there. So let's collapse this one. You can actually add an image also. So it depends on what you want to do. We can add wallpaper. I think from the word wallpaper, we should already know. That's basically like the background of uh for Excel, which I called wireframe generally. So we actually have our filter pane. We explain this later also as we move on to the class. So that's actually how to change this. So now I actually don't like black background, so I want to change it to white again. Or instead of changing it, I can just increase the transparency to 100. So then I have my white again. I can actually remove it and change my stuff to white. So yeah, basically that's all about visualization. Now let's try to import a data set here. So now I have insert, I'm sorry, home. I think I have a CSV file, but I'm not so sure. But let's go to CSV file. Remember, this is not my laptop, so I'll leave it on. So now let's go to downloads. So I have this art data sets. So now let's look at this art data set. So this will just be like a rough class. Like, so now the first thing, let's look at what it will do. So I guess everyone should understand this. It looks like Excel, what we've been doing since this day. Now the first thing is it is loading the data set into Power Query. Can you see? That means if you don't know Power Query, which we explain on that on when we were learning Excel, it will be a little hard now. So can you see? This is what I want to upload here. The first thing is you can see something. The data in the preview has truncated due to size limit. That means this is not the all data set present, but just this is just like a preview of what I'm about to load. Do I want to load it directly into one Power BI or do I want to clone it? Remember, the first process is no matter the tool you are using, sometimes they actually the people actually consider Power BI to be all in one tool. That is, you can load your data set there, you can transform your data set there, you can analyze, you can visualize. So the first thing is you want to transform it. Let's say you want to clean it. Even though I don't know the data cleaning you want to do. So I click on transform data. So we look and we will wait a little bit. So it is looking through our Power Query editor, which we should not be new to by this time. What happened? Okay, still happening. So you can see this is basically what I want to load here. And I know we should all be familiar. So the first thing we want to do, if we are actually supposed to work on this, maybe we can work on this, but that will be tomorrow. So this is just in an introductory class. So you can separate this one into different age group. You can separate them into you can replace this M with male, F with female. I believe we all know how to do that. So this just pen type, instead of using ATA, NAP, you can actually use the full meaning. I think ATA means sorry, let me look at the drop down. I don't want to say the wrong thing. So we have, I think this is arithmetic pen. I know this NA. I don't know, maybe this ATM is angina pen, but I guess you can just confirm the full meaning online. Or there's actually a data dictionary. Unfortunately, this one do not have. So we have the resting BP here. So you want to compare, you can actually separate this one into groups. Which one was the normal range of resting BP? What's the abnormal range of reference BP? How do you get that? You want to check online, then you want to consider, um compare this number with the reference number, that is the standard number online. So we have our cholesterol level. You can do the same thing. So we have our resting ECG, that is the chest. How do I say it in simpler terms? The heart rhythm. Then we have the maximum heart rate. Then we have the angina, exercise angina. That is, if the person is exercising, N is no, you want to replace that. Y is yes, you want to replace that also. So those are the data cleaning you can do. So this the heart disease, we have 0 and 1. So you want to replace 0 with 1 with no heart disease, y 1 with the person has heart disease. So after you are done, you want to click on what close and apply. So you can see my data set will now be loaded here. So I have to give it a change. You can see there are pending changes in your query that has not been applied. That is, my data set is currently loading there. Now let's look at it. Okay, it's done. So now we can see I can see my data here. So if I click on this drop down here, it's loading. Okay, it's done now. So you can just click on this drop down. So you can see all the columns there. We have the age. So basically you can see all the columns there. So if you click on this table, then you can see the rows and column, which I was trying to explain there. So it's still loading. Just give it some time. Yeah, Power BI can be slow because the file is actually big. It's actually large. So you can see these are the rows and columns there. So there are a lot to do because this is just a data set. This is just one data set. That's why we have a data set here. I think I have like 4 or 5 data sets here. So I can see they will be like this. They will be like a table like this. So we have our DAX, not no DAX for now. So now, so um how do we do our visual? Now let's say we want to represent it with clustered bar charts. So it's actually advisable to use our table first. I will explain the use cases of everything tomorrow, the use cases of all the visualization tomorrow by God's grace. So let's say we want to look at how many people it heart disease. Let's click on heart disease here. It's loading. So you can actually drag it. It's more like you are using a pivot table. So you want to drag it into columns, into rows. You also want to drag it into value. So it's already you can already see some of heart disease already. So we have 0 and 1. You don't want some. What do? You click on the drop down, then you can click on count. Yeah, count. Okay, we have total of 918. One means people that have disease, Abi. People that have disease is 508. People that don't have disease are 410. So now let's change this one. You can just click on this clustered bar. So can you see this is actually a visualization? So let's click on the normal one. Maybe I should extend it. Let me enlarge this chart. Yeah. So we have our chart here. So we can actually click on the donut chart here. Can you see? This look better to represent it. We have our area chart here. So we will look at the use cases of all the data sets tomorrow and when and how to use it. Okay, so this is where we draw the curtain for today's class. Do we have any question pertaining to Power BI, maybe the interface of Power BI, or do you find anything differently on how to operate Medium or Power BI? Anyone? Or do you have any question on anything? Okay. I think since there are no questions, this is where we draw the curtain for tonight. The recording will be sent tonight, hopefully, by God's grace. I expect us to change from what we've said. Maybe I'll just stop my recording.